Hello, Facebook world.
We're live.
Hello, hello.
Welcome.
Yay! Real life, real music together.
Look, we can touch each other.
Yay!
It's astonishing. It's the new thing.
So magical. It's been a long time.
Yeah, well, here we are in Colorado. We're actually in Lakewood, Colorado.
Yeah.
And we're going to be at a venue in Littleton. I
And
guess we're in the Denver suburbs.
we are in the Denver suburbs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you think that it's far to get from Lakewood to Littleton, it's about a mile.
They said it's a 10-minute drive. Yeah.
Probably about right.
And you know the joys of traveling, right? You check in, you get your car. I have a Jeep.
So do we for our rental car.
It is the most suburban Jeep ever, but it's fatigue green Jeep.
Nice.
I mean, it's automatic transmission, but it just has drive. It doesn't even have first and second. Just this Jeep's not going up hills.
That's hilarious.
That's so funny. So I'm doing my first live festival. Well, I did Wallowa last summer. I went
Yeah.
up to Oregon last summer and went to the Wallowa camp because that's kind of my home camp in Oregon, just the next state up from California. But this is my first big festival, and it's exciting, and it's almost your home festival.
It's almost my home festival. For a Dulcimer festival, it really kind of is. So the Colorado Dulcimer Festival is the first festival that I ever taught at. So it's been one I've come back to many times. And it's my neighbor state, you know, Kansas to Colorado. It probably took us about as long to drive here as it took you to fly here.
Fly and drive, yeah. It's true.
But yeah, it's really great to be back. They haven't had this festival since 2020. It was February of 2020. They had the Colorado Dulcimer Festival, and then they did not bring it back in 21 or 22. So this is our first return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic, and it's a great group of people too.
It is.
I've been able to practice online with the Colorado Dulcimer Orchestra, and we're rehearsing tonight,
Yes.
and we're going to play on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great group of people. It was wonderful yesterday. I was greeted by Diana Wilson. She'll probably be watching this. It's so cute. I texted her and said, okay, I just parked. I'm coming in. And as I'm coming in the door, there's this bouncy woman with this curly gray hair who's just so excited to see me. It's amazing to be anticipated.
Uh-huh.
It's very sweet.
Aw.
It's very sweet. So,
I saw her at breakfast this morning.
oh, did you?
Hi, Erin. It's so good to see you. So it's very fun. Very fun.
It's cute.
Aw.
Well, so we're going to play a little together.
Yeah.
Let's play something
Let's play
now.
some.
Yeah, let's do a little Cold Frosty. Okay. So, in case you want to know, this is my baritone. This is my beautiful baritone, new harmony.
Yeah.
You can tell my instruments because I went for the.
You went all in on
I
Mrs.
went all
Mine.
in on the rock star sound holes.
And I have my chromatic.
Yeah. Now that's David Beatty, right?
It's a beating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay. the growl of this thing. It's just so beautiful. I was, this is good. I was just writing the intro for my book.
Yay!
This is the mock-up of the baritone folio. Pre-orders at djhamoris.com right now.
So
Anyway, I was just writing it, and one of the things I was talking about was the first baritone that I got, which was this huge 31-inch VSL instrument. It was a dulcimer that a friend of mine had, and it had like sat in his garage. People give me dulcimers.
Right, yes.
Right? Dulcimer teachers, we collect them, and sometimes they're not dulcimers, they're just dulcimer-shaped objects.
True. There are
But
some of those.
It had such a big voice. It was a huge instrument. And so Steve was our only multi-instrumentalist in the Berkeley Dulcimer Orchestra. And I thought, maybe this could be a baritone.
Uh-huh.
And so we turned it into a baritone. And it was gorgeous, but boy, if you wanted to play more than one note at a time, it was almost impossible.
Right.
So-
Chords couldn't work with that kind of a...
Right. So
Yeah.
I was able to, at the Lagniappe Festival, which was the last big festival I went to, Steve and I were both there, Baton Rouge, March 2020. And New Harmony was there, and I got a chance to, well, Steve made sure. He said, you need to check these things out. So I did, and the voice was just as yummy, better, as the one that I had. So I went, okay. And then we pivoted to online, and online in 2020 was the best year I've ever had as a teacher. So I was able to buy this. It's very exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a sweet, sweet voice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I knew it had a sweet voice from hearing it online, but hearing it in person is even sweeter.
It's a different thing.
Yeah.
It is. Now we get to do this. So exciting.
We get to do some of both, which is what I'm also loving about
Yes.
the time that we're at, because we all did tons of in-person events. In-person, go hop here, hop there, hop there. And then didn't have any connection in between.
Right.
So it's like we saw our friends at the Colorado Festival once a year when we got to go to it, or we saw our friends. I got to come out to the West Coast every 2 or 3 years for something. And so then it's like, try to see all the people, in that
California's
one
a
trip.
big state.
And same with going east, it's like I would get to go to the Black Mountain Festival, and then I would not see or have any connection with any of those people again for at least a year, if not 2, right? And so the thing that's really cool to me now is like we have built these connections online, and then we get to have these face-to-face, in-person, real-life encounters, and then we get to hold those connections because the online community is also really strong and beautiful. So.
It is. And that's one of the things that we hold important, and why Dulcimen is what it is.
That's right. It is about the community, and we designed it to only ever be an online festival because of some of the things that are really magical about online festivals.
Right. And the thing is that once I realized that Quarantine was popular enough to happen at least 3 times a year. I think they did it every other month for the first year.
I know, it was crazy.
It was really crazy.
A marathon.
It was a marathon, but then we weren't traveling
Right.
to teach. So
Right.
anyway, once I realized that was a thing, and that 80% of the people who had been going to Quarantine, taking classes online with Quarantine, had never been to an in-person festival, I decided there was probably room for one smaller festival that was woman-led.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only difference, but it's not the only difference, is it?
It's not the only
It's not
difference.
the only
Our focus is different.
Our focus is on online teaching. We believe in online teaching. You've
Yeah.
got so much more experience than I do
Oh
on
my
that.
goodness, I love online education. In fact, I, in my happy little dream world, think that in-person festivals should focus almost entirely on jamming and performance, because those are the things that are really magical in person, and a group of people trying to learn together in an in-person classroom and do things like ear training exercises is almost impossible. It's actually really better online.
So there's the online education
Yeah.
aspect and the community aspect. For
community,
me,
yeah.
when we had to pivot Berkeley Dulcimer Gathering online, I'm like, okay, this is great, but how do we do the community aspect? And so,
We worked for a long time on brainstorming around those things.
and what I love is that Erin May became our homeroom teacher.
Homeroom!
She had a homeroom and it was open all the time, and you could drop in if you were,
It was like the lobby of the festival.
Right. If you were, on the edge of breaking down because you did the wrong class, you signed up for the wrong class for one reason or another, or just,
Where technology was failing you.
Right,
Or...
right. And then the lunchroom was open so people could have social time, and so we built on that.
And at the last Dulcimer Festival, Sarah Kate had the brilliant idea of doing just a listening breakout room.
Right.
And she put together these incredible playlists of
Dulcimer
players and just like walked people through listening to various different players. And so, yeah, so cool.
It was really the coolest thing, and she just kind of sidled up to us and said, "Hey, what do you think if we do a breakout room with, that's a listening room?"
Would you like it?
Yeah.
Heck yes, Sarah Kate, bring all your amazing ideas.
Yes, absolutely. And her amazing playlist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She curated it very, very well.
It was. So I want to show you something that's really cool. I don't know how well you can see. The Dulce Moon sticker here. We have this lovely sticker. And I got them because we were coming here in person. I want to hand out stickers to people in person. And Erin May is going across the ocean very soon. I got to give you some stickers to go.
Yeah.
Talk about your online teaching.
Yeah. So, well, I'm going to be teaching online from Europe all summer.
Well, you're teaching in person.
I'm teaching in
first.
person at the Halsey Manor Festival in the UK. And speaking of the community building side of it, one of the things that's happening is I've met all of these people from other countries. And so I'm going across the ocean and I'm going to meet my friends.
And you're
Yeah.
going to be working while you're there.
Yeah, so I'll be teaching at the Halsey Manor Festival, and then I'll be teaching online at Quarantine while I'm there, and I'll be teaching some of my online classes still, and Dulcimer Talks.
Right.
The next Dulcimer Talk will hopefully, if all of our technology works the way we expect it to, again, but we'll be live and in person with Dizzy at her house in England. So
She has literally an ancestral home, Moyne Court, and they've been refurbishing it. I've been following her on Facebook and all of the renovations that they're doing, because basically these old houses are they're just really hard to heat. Really hard to heat, and in some places crumbling, and because of historical value, they're not allowed to do anything but still have the same kind of roof they used to have. Stuff like that.
Oh, Tea and a Tune. That's right. I am doing Tea and a Tune classes. I'm doing Tea and a Tune classes every month while I'm gone too.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So the May class will be from my student Ian's house. He is hosting us, and we'll do Tea and a Tune from his house, and June from Scotland, and July from Germany.
Wow.
I know. Tunes.
Wow.
So many tunes.
But you're gonna be tourists too, right?
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
Yes. We're working on the work-life balance, I think it'll be easier when we're in a place that's new and different and exciting because, you want to explore.
You want to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It'll be easier to motivate yourself to go out. And
It'll
do
be the
things.
opposite of pandemic life. Yes, we want to go out.
Yes, we want to go out, I think. I think so. Should we play another song?
We can play another song. How about let it be?
Yeah.
Okay.
So far, I see notes from Jamie and Buffalo and Margaret. Hello, y'all.
Hey, Buff. Hey, Buff. Oh, we sound awesome together. Well, of course we do. We finally get to hear each other in person while we're playing.
know.
You know, this is actually the first time we played together.
Oh, that's so crazy.
I know.
Because we met in person
Yes.
before, but
Yes.
didn't necessarily sit down and play.
This is it.
Wow.
Well,
Well, I've been playing along with you for years. So.
okay. All righty then.
From my living room and your living room.
Yeah, that's true. Let's see. How about a little Beatles here? Let's, Buff, you like this. This is dedicated to you. He's my husband. 2, 3, 4. When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And when the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. And though we may be parted, there is still a chance that we will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. There will be an answer, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine on till tomorrow, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Speaking words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. hope you sang along.
Ah, yeah, I hope so too. Thanks, y'all.
So we have big news. We have big news.
We do have big news.
So Dulce Moon has a fiscal sponsor in the state of California. It's called Intersection for the Arts. And they came to me, gosh, near the end of last year, saying, hey, we have these possible grant opportunities, and we think you would qualify for this, and we think you should apply for this. And I went, okay, what do I do? I mean, I've never applied for a grant before. And they said, okay, we'll get back to you. And then they didn't get back to me, and they didn't get back to me, and they didn't get back. And I said, what's going on? And they said, well, they're not really set up for giving the money to sponsees, fiscal sponsees. So we're not a nonprofit organization. We are sponsored by a nonprofit organization. And this allows us to apply for grants, and then they administer them. And also for our friends and family and well-wishers to make nonprofit donations, so they're tax deductible. So that's definitely worthwhile. Well, they finally got back to me, and they said, you know, we've worked this out. Do this, do this, do this. Check these boxes. Send it in. We'll let you know. And they said, you know, you can have either this figure or this figure or this figure. And I'm like, that's a lot of money. I don't know. I've never administered a grant before. But I said, I picked the smallest one because I didn't want to overstep myself. And we got it. We got it. Yes. So Dulce Moon has a grant that we are putting towards mostly these talks so that we can, we've been doing them for almost a year, twice a month, and mostly because we wanted to make sure people knew about Dulce Moon.
Right.
It was more for visibility.
It for sure started as just like meet the faculty, because maybe you don't know everyone. And so we were sort of introducing the people who were going to be at the first Dulce Moon Festival. And then we realized these are really interesting. Let's meet some other people in the Dulcimer community.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think that what started as a, you know, let's meet the teachers who are going to be participating really morphed for us into, this is becoming a really important kind of archival piece too, in getting some of the history of the Dulcimer and who have been the women who've been teachers and leaders and helpers, and the ones that whose names you know, but also the ones who you only would know if you lived in the town where they were the teacher, the helper, the leader, and the person who brought the community together in that little region. So I'm really excited that we get to like formally, officially continue these talks.
Right. And we're able now to look at other options and how we can put it on YouTube so that it's more available to people who aren't on Facebook. We love our Facebook group and we love our Facebook people, but not everybody likes Facebook or is on Facebook or whatever, for whatever reason. So we wanted to make sure that it's available. Now I can spend more time. We were just talking about that this morning, how to make sure that it gets out there in a way that people can access more easily. Yeah. So congratulate us.
Yeah.
I have a bottle of champagne waiting. I just processed the first payroll for us with the grant funds. It's amazing. I mean, we love doing this, and we want to do it, and now it's more sustainable.
That's right.
That's more sustainable.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
And we have plans kind of unfolding for next year's festival. So the next festival will be in January again, in that quiet, cold, dreary season when no one wants to leave their house, even if there are possibilities to do so. You still want to just curl up by the fire with a cup of tea and a dulcimer in the Dulce Moon Festival, right?
Right. Definitely. Listen to some tunes with Sarah Kate.
Yeah.
And Sarah Kate's going to be with us for this.
That's right.
It's very exciting. the teaching, the staff, Erin May and I, and Judy House, we'll all be teaching. Judy is our education director. And then we've asked several other people, our headliners, that's the word, not highlighters.
We can highlight our headliners.
Highlight, right? So Elaine Conger is going to join us, and Katie Moritz on hammer dulcimer. And who else?
We have Melanie Johnson is going to be back with us to do some tech tutorial things with Table Edit and Fourscore, and we don't know what all yet.
Yeah,
We'll scheme with her. Hi, Melanie's on right now, actually. Hi, Melanie.
Hi, Melanie. She's been really helping me with Table Edit and getting the baritone folio ready to go. I just appreciate your work and your help and your generosity so much. It's just
and she's
astonishing.
helping me with the Youth Dulcimer Club because her grandson Benton is part of the Youth Dulcimer Club group, and Youth Dulcimer Club meets at a time that is very in the middle of the night in Europe, and so Melanie is one of the folks who's helping keep that going in my absence. But Benton just got a new dulcimer. I'm so excited. He got a dulcimer with a 1.5 fret.
Oh, that's exciting.
I know, it's so exciting. So,
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
And then most recently, Jessica Como has agreed to come on and teach a couple of classes too. So I'm really excited to add her to our faculty. We may have room for one or two more.
Yeah, we'll probably have a second hammer dulcimer teacher as well. We'd love to see some more hammer dulcimer people come and participate as well. I think the hammer dulcimer can feel a little bit tricky for like setting everything up for doing it online, but y'all can do it.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah.
It
A lot of
works,
folks
too.
have been.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
know, speaking of hammer dulcimer too, we got Tina Bergman to do a couple of one-off workshops this summer, which is another kind of continually unfolding element of Dulcimoon,
Right.
which started with this idea of doing once a year, maybe a festival. And now it's like, well, every few months let's have an event, right?
Right.
So
Well-
you just did the Dulcet Tunes.
Dulcet Tunes
event.
was done with a pair of professionals who do the sound for the Freight and Salvage in Berkeley, which is about a 400-seat venue in downtown Berkeley. And
Iconic. It's an iconic venue.
yeah, and the two of them were just Tesser Call and Brian Walker. They were amazing. They happened to be a couple, and they worked well together. We're definitely going to do this class again. It's basically on, amplifying your instrument for live performance and also home recording. So it covers as much of that as it can in 4 90-minute classes.
Yeah, that was one of those things that people were asking for, some classes on like recording my dulcimer, amplifying my dulcimer, and what do I do for a jam where I can't hear my dulcimer? Like how do I do all of that? And we very quickly realized that was not going to be a one-time 1-hour class at a festival. It really needed a more expansive kind of class, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
to be able to do it as a series like that, to really dig a little bit deeper into understanding how the different components of sound work so that you can build for yourself the right setup.
Yeah, we even got to do sound checks at the end. We each
so
got
great.
our setup dealt with and our questions on that. It was really great. So Dulcet Tones was the first workshop, and then Tina Bergman on, a week from Saturday, is going to do a class called Getting Out of Your Own Way, and it's for all instrumentalists at all levels. How to, the line that she uses, I like
the brain
best.
part, right?
It's the brain part. And she says it's how to kick your inner critic to the curb.
Oh,
So,
thank goodness.
it's
I
gonna be
mean,
fun.
there isn't anyone who graduates from having a noisy and obnoxious inner critic. So you just have to learn how to work with it, right?
Right.
And get and put it in its place.
Yes.
The
Say
inner
thank
critic
you
will
for
be
telling me
there.
that. I'm moving ahead now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's going to do another one called Body Reset, which again is for all instrumentalists at all levels. So And these are only like $35, guys, you know, for a 90-minute workshop with Tina, and she's going to record it. You'll have it. It's going to be in depth, and some great people are signing up for it, so you'll get a good group of people asking questions, which is always a great way to learn.
And that's dulcemoon.com, where you can sign up for
Everything's at
workshops.
dulcemoon.com. The talk archives are at dulcemoon.com, and these workshops, you can sign up for them there. We're going to start listing the upcoming talks as events so that you can always keep track. All you need to do is go to dulcemoon.com and let your friends know that they don't have to be on Facebook to get this content. They can just go there. We're just offering it up, and we try to keep the workshops really affordable. One of the things we can do with this grant, and I plan to do with this grant, is we can offer more scholarships to these workshops so that that's not an impediment to your online education. So because by having this money, we can make sure the teachers get paid what they need to get paid, and you don't have to pay full price. So always, always, always know. You can ask. Just write dj@dulcemoon.com. Say, I want a workshop. I want to take this workshop, but I need a scholarship. Just let me know. We can do that now, because it doesn't mean that we're going to be paying our teachers less. They get to be paid what they need to be paid.
That's amazing.
It's really astonishing. I love this aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Accessibility and okay, so good. Did we cover all the things we wanted to talk about?
yes. Oh, the grant, by the way, is the California Nonprofit Performing Arts Program. So it's specifically for performing arts organizations, and
I'm so grateful to Intersection for kind of pushing us along toward that and helping
I know
facilitate making it happen, because applying for grants is kind of big and overwhelming and scary.
it is big and overwhelming. But a shout out to Debbie Porter, who offered to help me with this when I thought I was going to need a lot of professional help, because that's her basket. And I didn't end up needing it, which is fantastic. So I just have to decide how to spend the money. I like that. Okay.
You think we ought to play one more tune to close this out?
Well, we might. What do you want to do?
Talk about. So I could sing "Keep Your Lamps Trimmed and Burning," which is kind of throwing you a curveball, but it only has 3 chords.
And it's in
A.
A. Okay. A, E, and D.
Well, it's A, G, and E.
I can do that.
And it's kind of got a blues feel.
Okay. All right. I love that.
I'm gonna.
Let's go.
Am I gonna put my
Cable?
capo on? I think I can. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Okay.
Ready? A first. Brother
playing. We're good.
Keep hanging on.
Keep hanging on.
Letting our lights shine. Playing music.
I sure wish you all the best for the next 3 or 4 months. My goodness. And
I'll still see you online, don't worry.
okay. Okay, I get my every other week check-in.
That's right. That's
Thanks
right.
so much for spending some time with us today. And let your friends know this is going to be, on the group for a while. And when I get home, I'll put it on the Dulceman.com, Dulceman Talks page.
Fantastic.
In the meantime, go look at some of those talks, man. They're fantastic.
Yeah, there's some.
The most recent one was that Amanda Roberts. She's like at Jazz Fest now.
She is like this weekend.
Like
she's
this
doing
weekend.
Jazz Fest with the hammered dulcimer.
With the hammered dulcimer, and I don't know who else. It wasn't her by herself.
It was a percussionist.
Yeah,
Hammered
so
dulcimer
it's like,
percussionist.
dulcimer players, we're all over the place. Be proud.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you indeed. All right. We'll see you all later.
Have a great day, folks.